Hello friends, welcome to our AIMS Today YouTube channel. In today's IIT JEE NEET Foundation class from physics subject, light topic we are going to continue. Let's see some of the basic terms related to light first. Terms related to light. Optical medium means the object through which light passes wholly or partially, like vacuum, is considered as optical medium. Next, homogeneous medium means throughout the medium the composition will be uniform, like distilled water. Heterogeneous medium, here the composition will be different. At different parts the composition will be different, like muddy water. Transparent medium, the medium which allows most of the light energy through it, like glass, we call it as transparent medium. Translucent medium means it allows the light energy partially. It allows light energy partially, like tissue paper. Opaque bodies, they do not allow the light energy through them, like bricks. Point source of light means the source of light is very small, almost of the size of a pinhead or size of pinhole. Extended source of light, so the size of the source of light is bigger than the point source, like bulb. Ray of light means the direction or the path along which the light travels, the direction or that path will be considered as ray of light. Beam of light, beam of light means collection of rays. Already we have discussed parallel beam, convergent beam, divergent beam. So these are the basic terms related to light which already we have discussed. So let's go into the next topic. So we have to see what this is. Line of sight. Already we learned that without light there would be no sight, but in today's video we are going to learn about line of sight. Suppose we have a room, we have a classroom, and we have a bulb in the classroom. So everything in the room that can be seen, so whatever objects present in this room, that everything can be seen only when light from the object reaches our eyes. So though we are having source of light, but for suppose this classroom is having so many objects, if this light falls on the object, then that light comes to our eyes, then only we can see the objects. It may be luminous object or illuminated object, but if light falls on it and comes to our eye, then we can see that luminous object or illuminated object. So one boy is there, he want to see his friend in the same classroom. So he want to see his head. So what he will do? So he has to see, his line of sight to be towards his head. So the way in what he is seeing, so it should be directly towards the head. If it is like that, then only he can see his friend's head. Or if you want to see his foot, then what should be his line of sight? He has to see along the direction of his feet, then he can observe his feet. Or we have one mirror here. In the mirror, this boy's image is falling on the mirror, and now this boy want to see the image of this boy in the mirror. Then in what direction he has to see? He has to see in the direction of the image or in the direction of the mirror, like this. He has to see in this direction, then only he can observe the image. So for observing any object or any image, so first this line of sight is very important. So that direction in which we are seeing, in that direction whatever object is available there, that we can see. But how the image of this boy is falling on the mirror and this boy could identify the image means, first the light ray from the bulb, it is falling on the object. So then it is reflecting towards the mirror. It is touching the mirror. From there again it is reflected and it is coming towards the first boy. So that's why the first boy is able to see the image of the second boy in the mirror, because of this luminous source. So by this what we can conclude? So we can view the objects when light from the object travels to our eye along the particular direction. So this directing of our sight in specific direction is sometimes referred to as line of sight. So for observing any kind of object, this line of sight is very, very important. And this line of sight, by the line of sight only we can understand the formation of image, and it is very helpful in the topic of reflection of light. So next, let's discuss about reflection of light. So the reflection of light means the process through which light rays falling on the surface on an object are sent back into the same medium with the same angle is called reflection of light. So whenever a light falls on the surface of any object, so the object or the surface will send back that light. So that is called reflection. So which objects will do that kind of reflection? So the objects having shiny or polished surface. So that kind of objects, most of them, they will reflect more light compared to the other objects which are very dull and unpolished. So silver metal is the best reflector of light. So that is why plane mirror is made by depositing a thin layer of silver metal on one side of plain glass sheet. So for making a mirror, they will take a plain glass sheet first. So backside of it, they will make a coating with silver metal. Then that silver metal coating is protected by red paint. So that's why it acts like the plane mirror acts like a best reflector. So that's why we make it use of for seeing our images as normal mirrors like that. Suppose we have a source of light here and we have mirror, means this part, it's a plain sheet, plain mirror, plain glass sheet. So here this whatever lines are there, cross lines are there, we can imagine them as silver metal coated with red paint. So this is a plane mirror. So we have a light source, we have a source of light, and we have a reflector of light. Means whatever light falls on the mirror, this mirror will make it reflect. So we have a source and we have a reflector. Oh, we have one object here. We have one object like apple here, and one observer is there. Now let's see how the reflection of light will happen among these objects. So actually light, what it will do, it will send light rays in all the directions, in all possible directions. The light rays from the source will come into the space around that light source. So some of the light rays, what they will do, they will hit the apple. From there they will get reflected and they will reach the mirror. So here if you see, you will observe one ray here. So one of the light ray is touching the apple. From there it is getting reflected and coming to the mirror. So it is touching at this point. So there, so at the point of incidence, if we draw a normal, so normal means perpendicular line to the surface, perpendicular line to the surface at the point of incidence is called as normal. If you draw a normal, so the incident ray is making some angle with the normal. Let it be I. So let it be I. So the normal ray with the incident ray, it is making it some angle, let it be I. With the surface, it is making an angle of 90 degrees. So because normal means perpendicular line to the surface. So here what we will observe, with what angle it is touching the mirror, with what angle it is making with the normal, with the same angle it will be reflected back, or it will be bounced back after hitting the mirror. So with I angle it has touched the surface. So with the same angle, so we call it as reflection, angle of reflection R. So which is equal to I. With the same angle it will be reflected back into the same medium and reaches the eye of the observer. So for the observer, what it looks like, if this reflector ray is extended back, if it is, imagine that it is extended back, so then the observer feels that there is the image of apple at this place behind the mirror, So for the observer, the apple looks like that, the ray looks like that it is not coming from here, but the ray is coming from directly from here. Like that it appears for the observer. So that's why he will observe an image of the apple behind the mirror of same size of the object, and one more thing, at the same distance of the object. So like this image will be formed. Suppose if one more observer is there, so for him will it be the same image? No. Or one more observer is there, for him also the image will be the same. So it depends on line of sight. In what direction he is seeing, in that direction the apple will appear. So for him, for another kind of observer, based on his location, the image may be at different place. For another observer, based on his location, the image will be at different place. So for different observers, at different places, images will be formed. That all depends on the line of sight and this law of reflection, based on the angle of incidence and based on the angle of reflection. So here the ray which is coming towards the mirror and hitting the mirror is called incident ray, and this is called normal, and the ray which is bounced back is called reflector ray. So this is angle of incidence and this is angle of reflection. So here angle of reflection means, reflection of light means one light ray coming and hitting one polished surface and bouncing back into the same medium. So that process is called reflection of light. Let's see some of the terms related to reflection of light. So if you observe the diagram here, like in previous slide, all these terms we have discussed. So this is the incident ray, reflector ray, angle of incidence, normal, angle of reflection, and this is the mirror, and this is the mirror polished with silver metal and having red paint protection. This is the mirror. So first, incident ray. Incident ray means, so light ray falling on the surface. So that is called incident ray. Reflector ray. So the ray which is bouncing back. The ray which is bouncing back after hitting is called reflector ray. Point of incidence. So the point at which the incident ray hitting the mirror. So that point is called point of incidence. So normal ray, the perpendicular line drawn at the point of incidence to the surface or to the mirror. So that is called normal ray. Angle of incidence, angle between these two, incident ray IR and normal. these two. So whatever angle is there, that is angle of incidence denoted by the symbol I. Denoted by the symbol I. So next, angle of reflection. Angle between the reflector ray RR and the normal, and it is denoted by the symbol R. So here we have to observe one thing. This I is always equal to R. Angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. Means with what angle it is hitting the surface, with the same angle it will be reflected back or it will be bounced back. But the condition is here it should be completely well polished. So some more terms are related regarding this reflection of light. If you observe them, so you have a term called glancing angle. So here the angle made by the incident ray with the normal is called angle of reflection. But this part also, to the other side of this incident ray, we have one more angle. The angle made by the incident ray with the surface. With the surface, it is rendered by theta, or sometimes it is rendered by alpha, or sometimes it is denoted by g. So that angle is called glancing angle. So glancing angle means the angle formed by the incident ray or the reflector ray. We can take this side also, or the reflector ray, or the reflector ray with the surface, or with the mirror is called glancing angle. Its symbol is either theta or alpha or g. We can mention in any way. And one more thing, as this total angle is 90, and this part is I, we can write glancing angle as 90 minus I. Like that also we can mention. Next, angle of deviation. Suppose this light ray, if it is not reflected, in this way, then what will be its original path? So this light ray, if there is no mirror, if there is no reflection, according to its rectilinear propagation nature, so it travels in straight line. Like this. So actually it has to go in this path, but due to mirror and because of property of reflection, it is reflecting in this manner. So instead of going like this, it is going in this way. Means this much part is deviated by the light ray. So the light ray is deviated by this much angle. So this angle is called delta. This angle is considered as delta, which means angle of deviation, or sometimes it is denoted by the small letter d, so which means angle of deviation. So if you observe here this part, this total part is 90. This part is r. So then this is the angle of glancing. What we call it as, what we can write it as 90 minus r. We can take it as 90 minus r. And the below part, according to triangle rules, the below part will be equal to 90 minus I, or 90 minus r also we can take, because I and r both are equal. Both the parts we can take as 90 minus I, 90 minus I. If you add both, then it will become 180 minus 180 degrees. 180 degrees minus 2i. 180 degrees minus 2i. 180 degrees minus 2i. So that will be the value of angle of deviation. So here angle between the reflected ray and the path of incident ray, if it is passed through the mirror without getting either reflected or refracted. So this is the path of ray without getting reflected or refracted between this line and the reflected ray, this line. So whatever angle is there, that angle is called angle of deviation. So its value is approximately 180 minus 2i. We can take it as 180 minus 2i, because this part is 90 minus r, this part is 90 minus I. R and I both are equal. If you add both of them, it will come 180 minus 2i. So we have two more terms like glancing angle and angle of deviation. Thank you. Let's continue the topic in our next video. So thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest update from AIMS.